I'm causing mayhem every motherfucking Mondays from now on, and I want y'all to bring it. No, you got your man out there doing bigger and better things. Okay? And I blame, Trey asked a good question. How did it get so bad? I blame y'all. Because y'all been sitting on the fucking sidelines, letting these women do this bullshit, not setting boundaries, not telling women no, fuck off. And that's why we do what you allow us to do. You are one I love to hate and hate and love, but at the end of the day, I love you, baby girl. Come on the panel, let's go, please. Let's go. You're going to be in market, but you might go back limping. What's going on? What's going on to all my embracers on the Black Man Unfiltered Monday Night Mayhem? And we got a good one tonight because it's going to get spicy, and that's going to be the whole point. But before we get started, don't forget to please like, subscribe, and share. And don't forget to go over to my personal channel to like, subscribe, and share, because that will help my algorithm as well. Because as you guys know, I'm trying to get to 1K by my birthday. That's all I want for my 50th birthday. So with that being said, and anybody that doesn't know me, I am Grace from Embrace the Grace. And you guys can come check me out here every Monday night, causing mayhem on the Black Man Unfiltered Network. I am a permanent panelist on Tuesday nights, flipping tables with Black Man Unfiltered and Lost in Translation. I do my own show on my channel on Thursday nights, and I'm all over these YouTube streets. And you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, WhatsApp, email me, text me, whatever the case may be, because a lot of my topics come per request. And that's what I'm here for. I work for you guys. I work for my subscribers. If you guys want me to talk about something, bring it. So tonight's show, and I also want to say that we're going to keep it respectful. I'm tired of these trolls trolling me. This was the idea. I got this idea from the one and only Travel One, and I kind of flipped it on her. But I'm going to get to her topic. She challenged me. She challenged me to do a show and say 100 positive things about Black women, because supposedly I'm out here bashing Black women, and that's not even the case. Because a lot of times I have been saying women, and it's a lot of y'all that want to box me in and say Black women because I'm non-Black. But you know what? I'm sick of that shit. I'm sick of y'all. I'm sick of the comments. I'm sick of the insults. I'm sick of the shaming. I'm sick of the guilting. I mean, it don't get to me anymore because I'm used to y'all. And the fact that I have haters, the haters are motivators. The fact that I got haters is letting me know I must be doing something right. But I do want to say this disclaimer. If it doesn't apply to you, let it fly. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if it touched a nerve or it got you feeling some type of way, then maybe you should marinate and sit in it and maybe learn and embrace the bullshit that I'm trying to bring to you guys. because this is not things that are just coming out of the air. These are topics that I'm bringing for people, by the people, and what's currently happening right now. So I wanted to put that disclaimer. If it does not apply, let it fly. Okay? Don't shoot the messenger. Shout out to my girl. Take heed to the message. And if you don't like the fact that it's coming from a non-black woman, then you know what? Switch the channel. Unsubscribe. Take a picture, write it down. I don't give a fuck. But the fact remains is that this is America, and I have a right to say whatever the fuck I want. And y'all have a right to respond however y'all want. But let's do it respectfully. Because y'all say y'all grown women, y'all call yourselves queens, but you don't act like it. You don't talk like it. You don't treat each other like it. So tonight, I'm talking about women. Why are women so damn crazy? And I'm not just going to talk about it. We got a couple videos to show the craziness that's out there, the craziness that other women got to deal with, the craziness that children got to deal with, the craziness that men got to deal with, the craziness that co-workers, family, friends, boyfriend, husbands, and fiancés have to deal with. A lot of us are fucking crazy. We talk crazy, we act crazy, we look crazy, we dress crazy. I mean, it's just crazy lane all the way through the neighborhood. And then you wonder why. You wonder why the stereotypes. You wonder why we keep giving people reasons to talk. Like today, I was watching a show, and I watched a whole bunch of kings on a panel act like peasants. And it really broke my heart. Because here I am trying to advocate for men and tell people that men are leaders. And they, no disrespect to anybody that was on that panel, but damn, how are y'all supposed to lead if you're not leading by example over some beef? But shout out to my boy Frizzy, okay? Shout out to my boy Izzy, who's always a good mediator and trying to keep the peace. Okay, and even shout out to Anton Daniels too, because and Gorilla and Jay Prince, because it was all of them on the panel, and y'all talk about mayhem. I just felt embarrassed and I felt bad because this is not how I see y'all. This is not what I am expecting, but it was good because it was good for women and people to see how men can hash it out, whether it was nice or not. But men are able to talk and hash it out. They're not going to go get this person and that person and that person and dox them. No, they talk it out. They hash it out. Sometimes they get over it and go drink a beer and never talk again. Sometimes they just they stop messing with each other or dealing with each other or doing business with each other. But at the end of the day, they at least attempted to resolve the issue. So again, shout out to Izzy Bands. He really tried. I didn't know what happened at the end because I was on my lunch break when I saw it. But I just want to give y'all a shout out. But I just hope that we can do better because it was crazy. I saw a lot of feminine energy. Y'all accuse us of being catty and all of that. But I mean, I loved it. It was grown men talking. Trying to resolve issues, communicating, whether it was crazy or not. At least they tried, which is more than I can say for a lot of us women. So with that being said, what am I talking about tonight? Y'all know I'm talking about y'all crazy ass women out in these streets acting crazy. So we're gonna drop the first video, and honestly, Black Man Unfiltered loves to do this. He loves to bring up some videos, and he was like, nah, I don't want you to see them because I want a raw reaction from you. And I'm like, okay, no problem, let's run it. First video, boss, I'm here. Whenever you're ready. And thank you, Milani, for the compliment with the makeup. I appreciate it. I'm trying.
what's the difference between dating? You ask, what's the difference between dating some black men and the white man? Well, the white man is going to call you and invite you out. The black man is going to text you, good morning, beautiful. Hello, gorgeous. What you doing? The white man is going to take you to a very nice dinner and pay for it. The black man is going to ask you, what you cooking? Can I come over? The white man is going to take you to get your tire fixed and pay for it. The black man is going to tell you, you need to get your tire fixed. The white man is going to buy you a very special gift for your birthday. The black man is going to disappear and call you after your birthday. The white man is going to be very impressed by your education and your personal accomplishments. The black man is going to be intimidated by your education and your personal accomplishments. The white man is going to raise his kid, take care of his kid, spend quality time with his kid. The black man is going to get you pregnant and abandon you and the kid. The white man wants a relationship that leads to marriage and family. The black man wants a situationship that leads to nothing. The white man is going to date you, propose to you, and then marry you. The black man is going to shack up with you and play house with you. The white man is going to be clear in his communication when it comes to you.
All right. I've seen this video before. And first of all, I don't even know if that lady's a man or a woman. So I'm still trying to figure that out. Okay. And it's funny to me that you're talking so much crap about the white man, but you're trying to look like a white woman. Let that sit. Let that marinate. Okay. Your makeup is lighter than your neck. So you're trying to make yourself look lighter than you really are. You have weave in there when we all know that that's not the kind of hair that's growing out of your head. But you're downing the black man and you're uplifting the white man. First of all, I don't know what type of black man that she's been dealing with. She sounds like she's bitter, she's angry, and she's hurt. And that is a recipe for craziness. Am I saying that black men don't do this? But white men do this. Spanish men do this. Asian men do this. Aliens do this. The polka dot men do this. They all do everything that she said. That could be under the umbrella of any man. But to box in just the black man and put the white man on a pedestal, man, just honestly, please. And then y'all get mad at me. You get mad at me because I'm trying to uplift the black man, but you get mad at me because I have no business doing that because I'm non-black. Okay. And it's crazy because men of all colors do all the shit that she's done, not just black men. There's been plenty of white men who won't change a tire for you. Okay, there's plenty of white men that don't come around for your birthday because they don't want to be bothered because they don't see you that way. There's a lot of white men that won't pay your bills because they getting hip to the bullshit too. So for her to be trolling, because that's what I call you're trolling. You're trolling, lady. You're trolling. And you're giving out bad advice. Instead of you bringing the black family together and the black man and the black woman, you're dividing them. But I'm wrong for talking about black issues because I'm non-black. But y'all let the milk of magnesia infiltrate and y'all had no problems with her. Shit, at least I'm melanated. Y'all let Casper, milk of magnesia, infiltrate the manosphere and y'all had no problems with it. I ain't never seen her troll the way I get trolled. I ain't never seen people talk smack to her the way I get talk smack to her. But she's okay though, right? She's okay. Right? So who's being a hypocrite? Who's being a hypocrite now? And you'll take this advice and think that all black men are like this. And let me tell you something. Yeah, there's every race got their Pookies and Ray Rays. They just have different names for it. Every race got its bad apples. Every race got its foolery to deal with. But to just box in once again the black man and then pedestalize the white man from a black woman, I think it's shameful. And you should be ashamed of yourself. Because you come from the loins of a black man. And you have the audacity here to sit. That's your experiences that you've been experiencing. Those are the things that black men did to you. Out here spewing this venomous bullshit to young girls, thinking that white men are going to treat her better. But did you talk about how a white man would chop your ass up and lay you all over the field? Did you talk about how a white man decapitated a black woman? Did you talk about that? No, of course you didn't. Of course you didn't. The point is that every opportunity a woman has a chance to down, and I'm going to say it, every opportunity that a woman has a chance to down a black man, they will jump on it. And then get in their feelings because a man talked to them firm and said to them, you don't qualify. You're not my type. You did me a favor. Who the hell is sassy? Who the hell is displaying sign language? You're shaming, you're insulting, trying to make somebody feel guilty. And of course, you always want to be right. The need to be right. The need to be right. When you could just be humble and admit that you were wrong. Why is accountability kryptonite to most women? If the most biggest pet peeve that I have with people is when they want to be wrong and strong. You got to know that you were wrong. And if you weren't wrong and that person feels that they were violated, at least have the decency. Yeah, I mean, I don't even look for apologies nowadays. Just say, my bad. I didn't know you felt that way. I didn't know I made you feel that way. But instead, you're going to get on the internet and you're going to down black men, because I'm sure you have a black baby daddy. I'm sure you had a black father made you. I'm sure you grew up around black people, but you're going to sit on the internet and down black people and black men at that, when they already going through it. They already got to fight the world. They already got to fight in their jobs, and not literally, I mean. And then they got to come home and listen to you say this shit on the YouTube channel. And then y'all want to get mad because they start dating non-black women. I mean, which one is it, guys? Because I'm confused. I really am. I really am confused. Exactly. Biggie said that too. So with that being said, does anybody have anything to say about this video? Am I wrong about what I'm saying? Y'all could come up, drop the link, and you guys can come ask me questions and do and say what you got to say. But in the meantime, I'm going to talk about the angry black woman syndrome. This was coined about 50 years ago, and the fact that it's still relevant nowadays. What is the angry black woman syndrome? And I'm going to do a show on that whole documentary, if any of you have ever seen it. The angry black woman syndrome characterizes black women as bad-tempered, hostile, overly aggressive. It depicts black women as sassy and domineering, and it has persisted over a half a century, and it's still in effect. So who's really fucking up? Who's really not changing their behavior? Who's really not doing better? So while you guys sit in that, show the next tape, black man, please. BMU, are you there? Mayday, Mayday. Are you there? Did you go to sleep on me? Uh-oh, here's Travel One. Grace, supposedly she is Little Richard's daughter, who is a black man. Did you research her? So that makes it even worse. The fact that that's Little Richard's daughter and she's downing black men the way she is, Travel One, that makes it even worse. Grace, you are a manosphere for the so-called good old days black men. When they left their wives and children, actually they still do. Now they complain about divorce. I'm reading some statements. They complain about divorce laws and child support. Grace, black men do what they want, and they want you to coddle them and be their frontier soldier. That's not true at all, Travel One. See, the thing is that us women, we're so busy pointing fingers at the men. But how about y'all check yourselves before you wreck yourselves? Because a lot of women out here ain't shit. Stop worrying about what the black man is doing or not doing, and worry about what you not doing, what you supposed to be doing, and refuse to do. Again, I'm confused. You say you're strong and independent, but you want a man to pay all your bills. You say you're strong and independent, but you want him to take you out to a $300 steak dinner when you can't even pronounce filet mignon. I mean, make it make sense. I'm not coddling anybody, because if any man, black, white, polka dot, or Martian, I'm not going to uphold them in their wrongdoing. But it's my job as an elder to teach the younger woman. It says it in the Bible. And right now what's going on is it's not going on. Well, black men need to get to building. Why aren't they? Because black women don't want to build with you. You don't want to build with black men. That's why. Let's keep it real. Okay, let's keep it fucking real up in here tonight. Monday Night Mayhem. Because y'all don't want to build with the black man. Y'all want to wait for him at the finish line. But Becky and Maria and Ching Ling, she gonna run the race with him. She gonna bring him his towel, bring him water, go get him McDonald's when he's at practice. No, y'all want the ready-made man. Y'all will overlook the plumber, the electrician, the high school teacher, the assistant principal chasing a bag, dating a drug dealer, dating a professional athlete when you know you ain't nothing but a notch on their belt. So let's keep it 100 in this motherfucker tonight.
Grace, here is your remote.
Alexa, be quiet. Cause I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of this shit. Black men need to get building. Why aren't they? Okay, so are you holding the bricks for him? Are you willing to lay out the concrete and be out there with him and bring him some ice cold lemonade when he's mowing the lawn? Or you're just going to be selfish, self-entitled, and a bitch, as a lot of us women are. And you notice that I didn't say black women. I said women. Because you got them in all races too. So with that being said, boss man, you up there?
I am. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you loud and clear. So tell me, am I wrong? I mean, are there any lies detected? Because somebody got to say it. Everybody want to tiptoe. Everybody want to tiptoe and walk around eggshells. Man, I'm tired of this shit. Because if y'all have the audacity to disrespect me in the chats and talk y'all shit, then I'm going to do the same. Am I wrong for this?
No. Coming from a black man's perspective, no. I don't think that you're wrong at all in what you're saying, in general and in principle. You had asked a particular question, specifically about why is it that accountability seems to be kryptonite to women in general.
Okay.
My theory behind that is that women in general, from an early age, are brought up with the mindset or with the indoctrination that women are above or pedestalized above men. So when it comes to accountability, I don't think women in general have a problem with accountability amongst each other or amongst other people. It becomes having an issue with accountability to a man, because you have no problems admitting that you're wrong to one another or to certain people. But when it comes to being accountable to a man, it's hard to be accountable to someone that you look at as beneath you until you find someone that you think isn't beneath you. But it's very hard to see a man as above you in general. If you think that every man is dumb, stupid, or incompetent, or incapable or impossible.
And who's putting these thoughts to women to think about men like that? Who do you think?
Oh, mothers.
Exactly. Other women.
Yeah, other
So
women. Yes,
other women are making other women think that men ain't shit, men are no good because of their experience that they
yeah,
experienced. And now they want to trickle it down to their daughters because
yeah,
they're the ones that made bad decisions and choices. So now
correct.
they're poisoning their daughters and their nieces and their goddaughters. And now we have another generation of man haters.
This is
When in
correct.
fact, if you know your Bible, you know that women come from a man. He put Adam to sleep. He took his rib and he made us. And he made us to be a man's helpmate, not no fucking boss chick. Okay? You can be a boss chick at your job. You can be a boss chick with your other people, but not with your man. Because if you go through the order of operations correctly, it's the children belong to the women belong to the men, and the men belong to God. And I know what Travel One's going to say, well, these men are weak. They're not leaders. And I got a good rebuttal for you. Who raising these men? 80%, and I'm going to say it, 80% in the Black community, 80% of children are born out of wedlock. So 80% of kids don't have a fighting chance because they don't have a father in the house. So how
Well,
are these girls supposed to know the value of a man, boss man?
well, it's hard. You can't understand and appreciate the value of a man if you don't actually have one around to actually emulate and see. People in general, whether it's a boy turning into a man or a girl turning into a woman, if you that's my little one right there. They're not going to understand the value, any other value than what they are able to see and emulate and be up around. And they're only going to make the choices that are emulative or representing of what they see you make. He wants to be part of the conversation.
Oh,
But
I hear him.
I will also say that, I mean, my wife and I had this conversation not so long ago as well. Is that, you can't. It's hard to unlearn innate or trained behavior based off of what you've experienced in your own life. So if you grew up in a broken home, it's kind of hard to untrain broken behavior. You have to learn unbroken behavior if broken behavior is what you basically have been, groomed around. So I come from a broken home. So basically I have to learn unbroken home behavior in order to not to perpetuate and re-engender, broken home behavior myself. So for me, I knew I did not want to have my first child out of wedlock because that's where I came from. So the little guy you hear, he did not come until I was married, and I made sure of that.
And what you're saying is good stuff, and I get it. And that's why I'm such an advocate for counseling, because it is up to us. We know the fucked up shit that our parents put us through and the trauma. We know because we go through it every day, even as adults. But we know and also have inductive and deductive reasoning skills where hey, I got trauma. I need to go to counseling. um, this is not right. Too many people have told me that the way I behave is not good. I mean, aren't we not intelligent enough to self-evaluate, internalizing ourselves to become better people? Or are we just so complacent with mediocrity? I knew I needed freaking counseling from my childhood. I knew what not to do. I learned what not to do. For my parents were good. I'm not having no major complaints except with my mom, but she taught me what not to do when I have a child. She taught me how to handle situations because she didn't handle them. And thank God, knock on wood, my kid came out great. It has never been violated, because I made sure I stayed on top of that. And I even had him in count. I knew right away that when me and his father separated, we ended up selling the house, that he was going to go through some trauma. And I had him going to counseling in school once a week, because I know it's necessary. He gets tired of talking to me or his dad. He needed to talk to a trained professional. So why did I know these things, boss man?
You know
And
the
other people don't know these things.
you know those things because you grew up in a different community. I'm gonna tell you something right now, and I'm gonna speak specifically the black community.
Okay.
Counseling to a black community is
It's
kryptonite.
it's taboo.
You will not hear about counseling in the black community because it's looked at as, to be honest with you, it's looked at as a white thing. It's looked at as something that you should not do. You don't have to do. That's unnecessary. That's some weak shit. It's looked at as something that's unnecessary and untolerated for the most part. And
and
it's wrong. It's
and
incorrect.
it's crazy. And you guys go check out my video that I did on the importance of therapy, because there was some good stuff there. And Travel once said, these black men don't like women, Grace. They don't like that a man will pay to take care of a woman. The real men, these sassy men, can't stand it, and they want the man's attention. Weird. Again, Travel one, who are raising these men that that don't want to go, um, that don't want to take care of a woman, that are sassy, and that want man's attention? And then she went on to say, Grace, you are not a man, but you sure sound like one. No
Wait,
offense. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Is she saying? Wait, read that again. She's saying that sassy men don't want to take care of women. Say it again.
She said the comment is in my comment board, because she knows that she'll get sniped if she's talking like that on Black Man's Unfiltered. But I let everybody know, don't snipe nobody, because I want to have the conversations. And she said, these black men don't like women, Grace. They don't like that a man will pay to take care of women, the real men. These sassy men can't stand it, and they want the man's attention. Weird. And then she goes on to say, Grace, you are not a man, but you sure sound like one. No offense, but black women are not going along with whiny, naggy black men who want power for not doing anything. Again, Travel One, who are raising these whiny, naggy men, acting just like females?
Okay.
Black
So
women have always raised the kids. Black men are out chasing harlots, and black women are having babies from Pookies and Ray Rays. Because at the end of the day, only you can allow yourself to get impregnated. Travel One. I mean, can't you see that? For a minute, take off the veil in front of you. 80% of children are born out of wedlock in the black community, and 54% of black men, are single, childless and single. So that means that women are having babies with the same Pookies and Ray Rays, but y'all want to blame all of it on the men? You're the one that allowed him to ejaculate inside you without protection. You're the one that allowed him to impregnate you, because at the end of the day, you know that you're the one that has to get pregnant. You control your body. Isn't it your body? Isn't that where y'all women walk around? It's my body. I do what I want. Okay, it's your body. So avoid from getting pregnant. And if the man tells you clearly, I don't want a child, and you still let him shoot up the club and get pregnant, then what? You expect him to change his mind? I mean, come on. Travel One, Grace, why aren't the fathers there? Bossman, why aren't these baby daddies now marrying all these baby mamas they are creating?
Because marriage is
Again,
trash.
go ahead. Hey Trey, how are
hey
you?
Trey.
Yeah, what's up? You guys,
So
you know what I find funny? I find it funny that everybody will push marriage, but y'all ain't nowhere to be found when the shit hits divorce. All these marriage pushing motherfuckers ain't never got shit to say when that shit falls apart. Where are y'all? Where are y'all marriage pushing, Bible thumping motherfuckers when the shit falls apart? because 50% of marriages fall apart. Y'all are nowhere to be found, but y'all keep pushing, get married, get married, get married.
And
Marriage is not
80% of
the marriage
divorces
is
are
not the
initiated by
answer.
women, Trey, right?
Marriage is not the answer. You want
I
to
would
know why
agree.
you want to know why? Well, that's fine. That's good for you, but it's still not the answer. And the world's bigger than you, boss man. 300
Oh
million
no,
people
oh no, no,
in
no.
this country.
I no correction. I said I agree.
But I never understood that. I am so sick and tired of hearing this rhetoric about getting married when nobody's there to help you when that man's getting ran through the fucking ringer in divorce court and family court. Where are y'all? Y'all ain't
Agreed.
marching out front of the courthouse to help them. Stop telling men to get married and you ain't gonna help them if the shit falls apart, especially considering that more than likely she's gonna be the one to leave.
So no, I don't disagree at all. And I am not a proponent. I'm not going to sit here and say to everybody that everybody should enter into the confines of marriage. I am not going to sit here and say that everyone should get married and everyone's end goal and pinnacle and trifecta of life should be marriage. Not going to say that. And neither have I ever actually gone on any podcast and ever said that everyone should seek marriage. What I have said and suggest to people, and at least for me, is that you should not be having children unless you are married.
Thank you. I'm
Why?
not, look,
Why?
I'm the,
Why? That's bullshit. Why do you have to
because
be married to have children? That's ridiculous. That's a
Well,
ridiculous statement.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. In most cases, yes, it is possible to be able to have a dual parent type situation and the child where both parents are able to successfully dual parent and that child is able to have have the support that is necessary to be able to be fruitful and survive and have that dualistic balance between the two parents and have the support necessary, especially in today's economy and the way society is. It is possible. I have seen it. It is possible, but in most cases, it is more of a solid foundation for them to be married. Now, is it sacrosanct? Is it always going to work? Absolutely not. And if the two people were build their foundation on something that is not solid in the first place, then no, it is not going to work. But is it the end all be all? No. And is it possible for the child to have a decent future without the two parents, biological parents, being married? Absolutely, it is possible. But it has a better chance, is the point.
Do you guys realize how crazy you sound when you guys will agree that family court is not in the benefit of men and then tell men to go get married? Do you guys realize how absolutely insane you sound? You guys will all agree that family courts are slanted towards women. They're unfair. They're not this. They're not that. But then on the same hand say, but you should get married if you want kids. What are we saying? That makes no sense.
So on the other hand, having kids without having without having that without being married also creates a different situation as well. It really depends on your situation, what works best, what works best for you.
Yeah, but that's not what y'all saying. You just said get married if you want to have kids. That was a statement of absolution. You
I
want to have
say it's
kids. You
I'd say
have
it's
kids.
probably
Get
I'd say
married.
it's probably not the best option, but it is possible.
Does divorce ruin kids?
It
Are kids
does.
fucked up behind divorce?
It is.
So basically, all we're saying is let's just pick the road of the lesser travel, the least resistance. Let's just push the kids towards. Well, if your parents get divorced, that's not as bad as growing up growing up with parents that co-parenting. Is that what we're saying? If your parents get divorced, that's just not as bad as having co-parenting parents. Even though when they get
Okay.
divorced, that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to co-parent.
But however, I will say this. Is it always guaranteed? Is it just as guaranteed that two people who have children who are not married, is it just as guaranteed that those children are going to be, mm, let's say, doomed for failure, as just as messed up as it would be if those two parents were to have gotten divorced post, let's say, uh, post those kids being born and raised within, let's say, 5 to 10 years? Would it Does it equal the same?
I think divorce is worse.
Why?
Because well, from what I've seen anecdotally, but
Yeah,
outside of that, people like this idea of, oh, well, we'll go get you some counseling and you can sit on a couch. First of all, it's ineffective for men.
that's bullshit. Yeah,
That doesn't work for men, right?
no,
But
it doesn't.
That that's not fixing no fucking family. Sitting on a couch ain't fixing no family. The shit's fucked up. Every every kid wants their parents to be together. And the fact of the matter is that whether you were married or whether you weren't, you couldn't keep that shit together. But this idea that we're going to keep throwing men to the ringer and saying you should get married, but then at the same time say, well, system's not really beneficial to you. That I'm just tired of hearing it. I'm tired of hearing,
Trey,
especially women say it.
so then Trey, is the answer then for everyone? So then let's work on the opposite end of the coin. Is the answer then is for everyone to just to fruitfully have kids without having any type of foundation for the kids?
No, the answer is to find a way to get married without having the government involved so that you don't end up in family court if it doesn't work out. The answer is to get rid of the government at all costs. They should not be involved in family issues at all. That's the answer. Then
Agreed.
there wouldn't be any issue with marriage. So fine, if they get divorced, fine, they can handle it like a family should in-house and quietly. But the problem is that you have women out here who are getting married knowing that they have an out. And not only do they have an out, but they have a beneficial out. It's going to work in their favor. They know that.
So your issue is which I actually 100% agree with you. Is your issue is the economic the economic risk, which I honestly wholeheartedly agree with you, and that is the issue that a lot of women can't seem to understand, is that creates the block for men to actually want to get married. It's not so much of the issue of being with one, or for that matter, providing a bunch of a lot of themselves to one, or predominantly one, if you want to throw in the side escapades for the majority of men. But the issue is that it is the risk. It is if things don't go right, if I slip up, if I have issues, whatever the case may be, I'm going to get raked over the coal due to an unfair and slighted uh, um, system that's basically tilted to your benefit and not mine.
And just to let you guys know, I mean, my daddy didn't raise no fool because he worked all his life for what he made. I was required to make my husband to be to sign a prenup. He signed the prenup because my dad said, ain't no damn way no man gonna take half of everything that I've worked, sweated, and tears and blood.
Yeah.
And my dad wasn't around, but I kept his wish. And at the dinner rehearsal, and this is when I had money, at the dinner rehearsal, because I wanted his whole family to see too, I had my accountant, my lawyer, and my financial advisor all there having him sign paperwork. And I already knew that he wasn't going to have a problem with it. We had already talked about it, but I needed to let it be known to his family. Look, this is what's going on. And then we did end up separating, and he walked away with everything he came into the marriage, which was nothing.
Oh, and
So
Bray,
there are.
I think
Go
you
ahead.
answered I think you answered Travel One's question.
What was her? I mean, she has a lot here because I haven't even gone through half of her comments.
One of the questions I think was why is it? What was the question? I think one of the questions
Why are daddies not marrying all these baby mamas they are creating?
So here you answer the question in the slide, and that is the women are not requiring marriage. before they decide to let him slide. They're not requiring
Exactly.
any commitment. To Trey's point, okay, let's not even require marriage. You're not even requiring the bare minimum
No,
before you.
well, shout out to Lost in Translation. $20 in the front, $40 in the back.
The fact of the
Okay.
matter is that men don't create baby mamas. If
Oh,
you're a baby
hello.
mama, because you made yourself one. You made yourself one.
It's 9 months for us.
You control your body.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's
control
what
your
they
body.
say.
So if you're a baby mama, it's because you chose to be one.
Hello.
I mean, and I love my girl. Shout out to Take Heed. And I'll never forget this when she said it. 3 minutes before intercourse, there's that window where a woman can require a man to wear a condom. And easy as that. Easy solution. You talk about men don't have to take. She said women do not have to take birth control. It's just that simple. Well, it's just that simple to make a man put a condom on. And then nobody gets pregnant. And then there are no baby mamas. And there are no 80% of children being born out of wedlock. I mean, come on, Travel One. You got to see this. You
But
cannot blame everything on the men.
this is why men don't want women in power. Because when you have responsibility and authority, you don't know what the fuck to do with it. And when things go south, you start blaming everybody but yourself. So when you start saying things
And I hate that about my gender. I really do, because we get all boxed in and we're not all like that. And again, I'm gonna put this disclaimer out, Boss Man Trey and all my embracers and Black Man Unfiltered. I am not perfect. Okay, I have made my share of mistakes, but I am not off and off my black men, because I love y'all too much and y'all are too valuable. And if the black woman can't see that, then you know what? They're gonna go elsewhere. And then you can't get mad. Go sit in the corner and swallow that fucking pill. Okay? You didn't want to do what you were supposed to do? Well, you know what? Maria and Becky and Shinling, we're going to do it willfully, voluntarily, lovingly, and respectfully. And that's it. Or if they don't even want us, because a lot of us are acting shady too, they're going to get their passport and they're going to go to another country. And you can't get mad. Because at the end of the day, y'all need to be get mad at your damn selves. Look at the NFL. Look at that NFL draft. It was all white chicks that was hanging on to their man that just signed $1 million contract. Why? Because Becky was in the dorm room eating noodles with her man. Becky was running to the dorm room to go pick up their cleats because they forgot it. Anissa says, stop bitching about child support and all these issues if you don't protect your seed. That's your effing fault. Okay.
No,
Okay.
And
no,
see,
And they're not
Lisa.
complaining about child support. What about the men? 1 out of every 3 men are paying for children that are not even theirs,
She
Anissa.
don't give a fuck. She could
they
care less.
they don't care about that.
She don't care about that.
They care about that.
Listen, these women out here today, they don't give a shit about anything that don't affect them directly. She could care less. And nobody's bitching about child support. The fact of the matter is that the system is corrupt. And I'm just tired of hearing people tell men to go jump into a corrupt fucking system. It doesn't make sense. You guys will acknowledge that the system is corrupt and it's bad, and then tell them, well, you should go ahead and go get in it. Hey, look, hey, boss man, the fire is hot, but you should put your hand in there anyway.
Pretty much. I mean, look, to your point, Embrace. You know, I will provide a little bit of testimony here. Is that we men are constantly and consistently, we're the good ones anyway, consistently are building ourselves, or trying to build ourselves, and you're not always going to catch us at the finish line. My wife and I, when I met her, I was not at the finish line. In fact, when I met her, she was making more than me. Now, at that time, you know, she saw potential in me and decided to give me a shot. Now I make more than her. But let today's standards be, I wouldn't have stood a chance, you see. So you have to almost you have to see potential in someone if they show that drive to be able to, progress. And it is the finish that someone's not going to always present themselves at the finish line. And you were saying, why Travel One mentioned, because I wasn't going to forget this, why don't black men, or why aren't men, I think she said black men or men, either one, why aren't they out there building? Well, they are building. And sometimes they need someone to hold a brick. I mean, Martin Luther King was not out there, building things by himself. Coretta Scott King was definitely handing him a brick every now and again, or giving him some mortar every so often. Okay, so the problem is that women today want a man that's already finished and don't want to put in the hard work. They want the result, but don't want to put in the hard work to be able to get the result. Over.
And you're right. And again, Travel One, I'm gonna come back and say to you now, there you got your raggedy ass black men too, but you got your raggedy ass white men, raggedy ass Spanish men. You got all of them, and let's keep going, because I knew she was gonna come through. I knew it. She said, hold on a second. Black women are not men. Trey is who can't stand feminine energy. It's all in his voice and demeanor. You don't like women, Trey, and women don't like your mean attitude.
And I don't give a fuck. Who cares?
Fuck them.
This is the problem. Men get to a point where we don't give a fuck about y'all women anymore. That's the point I'm at. I'm at monk mode. I don't give a shit.
Scared. I'm scared that
I don't give a shit about whether or not I'm with a woman every night or not. I could care less. You know what my life is every day when I wake up, Grace? Peaceful.
Yep.
I go out on my back balcony. I drink my tea and I listen to the fucking birds. It's peaceful. I'll be damned if I had a Travel One walking around my fucking house every day, causing problems.
And men would rather be single and at peace than to deal with foolishness. I'm telling you, I be out here in these streets talking to people, and even the older guys in their 50s, they be like, nah, I ain't getting married again. I'll have me one or two on the roster, and I'm good. She go to her house, and I go to my house, and I mean, and that's a scary thought. That men are Xing us women out. And Travel One, I'm telling you, if more men become like Trey, we are fucked. Because the sisterhood is fake as fuck.
Well, Grace, it's already happening. You already have women making TikTok saying, I went out tonight and none of the guys talked to me. They didn't buy us drinks. They didn't come over and talk to me. I was walking down the street and I was looking at this guy and he didn't want to talk to me. It's already happening. Men have already started to choose peace over pussy. They've already started.
Damn, that's a good shirt. That's a good shirt right there. I might have to brand that, Trey. Peace over pussy. Ooh, embrace peace over pussy.
Because here's the thing, Grace. Men have you have to understand something. Today it was 96 degrees where I'm at. Boss man, we in the same area. It was hot today, wasn't it? Right?
Hot as hell.
And it's gonna be hot tomorrow. Ask Boss Man what the women are wearing every day and what we see. We see practically naked women almost every day. And so there's no mystery to you. Don't have anything special. There's nothing there. So it's not like I gotta have it because I don't get it. I see it every day. I see nipples and moose knuckles every day. Everywhere I go. Everywhere I go, Grace.
Moose knuckles. A whole moose foot.
Is that camel toes? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. That must be the new word because I'm old.
Camel foot. A whole camel foot.
Grace, can I address something that Travel One said?
Of course, where's my guy in the back so he can put the comments on there? Where you at, BMU?
She said that black men fought to be with white women. Wrong. Loving v. Virginia was a white man and a black woman. They fought to be together. So get your facts right. Black women have always wanted to be, well, a lot of them, not all of them, but a large portion of them would much rather be with a white man because y'all have never left slavery. Y'all never left. Y'all still there, which is why you do the bullshit you do. It's why you use the government the way you use the government. Y'all are the people who go tell the boss, Eddie, he out there, he not working. Y'all snitch. That's what y'all do. So be very clear that when you say black men did not fight for interracial relationships. Black women and white men fought for interracial relationships. Loving v. Virginia. They even made a whole movie about it.
Travel One, I know you've heard me say this before. You do realize that a black man's first choice will always be the black woman. But because they're not respected or valued and appreciated, they're not going to go where they're just tolerated. I mean, when are we going to put accountability on us, on the woman? And hold on, because there's a lot going on in my chat. So hold on a second. Black women are not men. Trey is no, I read that on one of the marriage is order. Black men don't like order, obviously. And you think women have order, right? Let's go.
Right.
That's a perfect intro to the next video. Let's go to the next video, Black Man Unfiltered, and let's see if this is
a real alpha
order.
doesn't give a fuck who else. There could be mad alphas in the room. I'm an alpha. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't affect me because I'm a leader.
We're not in a relationship. You're comparing regular people as individual alphas in a relationships.
You're literally taking it literally instead of reading in between the lines. If you're an alpha and you are comfortable within yourself and being confident, why does it matter if you're also with an alpha?
Because those
or someone who's also strong-minded, contains leader qualities. I'm not done. Contains leader qualities. Is there something funny?
Yeah.
What's funny?
Yeah, it is something funny.
What's funny? I just feel like you haven't had a guest like this before, and you're just astonished. I don't know.
I'm not worried, concerned about you.
I never said you were. Is that what I said?
Are you mad?
No, is that what I said though? You just put words in my mouth.
I just made a little smirk, and then you mad.
I just asked you.
Listen, and talking. Alpha woman. What are you, Wonder Woman?
Don't put words in my mouth.
Beyonce and Jay-Z outside the United States.
I'm not done. You just didn't you say before the cameras came on we don't talk over each other? I'm not done though. So please wait.
Name me a Beyonce and Jay-Z outside the United States.
When it comes to I'm not done. Like please, like I was just saying before I forget.
Yo, shout out to Homeboy. I think that's the one that got shot. So hopefully, I hope he's doing better.
Okay, that is exactly what men don't want to deal with. It's a fucking headache. It's a headache. Because she asked him a question, then he was ready to answer, and then she jumped in again. Then she's going to be more worried about him smirking than the conversation. I mean, put your dick up, lady. Go put it away and sit in your femininity and shut the fuck up. Because you're a pretty girl, but as soon as you open your mouth, your points go down. They really do. And I know I got to work on that. I have my own personal coach that's working with me to try to be more soft and lovely. But and you know what, guys? I get passionate when I do my shows. So I don't talk and act like this all the time. It's just the topics and the people. Y'all rile me the fuck up. Okay? So let's keep going. Travel One says, stop whining about all the black men running wild through the fields, untamed, just spreading their seed like wildfire. The economy is not stopping black women from chasing a harlot. Again, you just don't get it. A woman can only get pregnant if you allow the man to impregnate you. It's your body. So you don't want to take birth control. You don't want to require him to wear a condom, but then you want to get mad when you get pregnant and he has nothing to do with a child. I mean, make that make sense. How come I knew not to get pregnant till I was 30 years old? Huh? I didn't even know I was pregnant. It was my ex that told me I was pregnant. How come I made it a point to not get impregnated until I was ready? And then I required marriage because, and I'm big enough to admit it. I got pregnant before I got married, absolutely. But you know what? I made it right. I required marriage, and he had no problem with that. Okay, our son was the ring bearer at our wedding. So I rectified my wrong and I made it right. And I gave my son a 2-parent household until he was 11 years old. Because I had to be able to look at my son's eyes and face and know that I did the best I could to give him the best childhood that I could. So if I was good enough to lay with this man and exchange bodily fluids, then yeah, he's good enough to marry. A lot of y'all women would rather be baby mamas than wives. Why? Because you don't want to put the work in. You want to be able to boss around a little kid, but you can't do that with a real alpha male. You want to date, your financial status is here, and you want to date a man down here so you can be able to control him. And I know she said one comment about my ex, and I have to address that. She said, hold on. I gotta bring that up because even though me and him are not together and he has put me through hell, men can also decide not to have kids outside of marriage. Can they not? Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why 54% of them are not married and childless.
Men don't have any rights to what children in the world. So
I'm getting ready to say,
how would they be able to choose?
And then Travel One said, Grace, no disrespect again. Your black husband had nothing. Think about it. Black women know this also. So black men are not building, that can't be denied, and they have no assets at the table. That's their doing. Okay. My ex wasn't financially at my level. And 80% of the reason I was higher financially than him was because of my father and what he did to make sure that all his kids were well taken care of. Then I took that and I multiplied it and became a millionaire. Okay. And yeah, he didn't have much, but at the end of the day, I protected my assets and my father's legacy by not having somebody come take it all. Okay. Now he would have got it all if I passed away and we were still married, but that ain't gonna happen. And then black women are going to continue on their journey. Black men can whine all they want, no coddling. Men are all over the world. Yeah, but again, 1 out of 4 black women will get married. You've already heard it on this show before that black women are the less desirable. So y'all are going through some shit. Y'all are going through a lot, Travel One. Y'all are buying a dog and dying alone. And winter has come for a lot of y'all older women. Okay. Hey, Braxton, how are you? There's a lot here. Grace, you are just repeating what black men say, Grace. It's old news. That won't work. Yeah.
No, it's the truth.
It's the truth.
That's why she's repeating it, because it's true.
And it should hit a little harder coming from a woman, and it should hit even harder coming from a non-black woman, as y'all want to say. So how about that?
Nah, they need a Becky, Grace. You're not light enough. They need a Becky.
Right. Well, they had pearly things. They had milk and magnesia.
Nah, Pearly wasn't pretty enough. They need a superiorly attractive white woman to come up here and say, this is how we take your black men. This is how we do it. Then they'll listen. You have to remember, they haven't left the Jim Crow era. So they're not listening to black people. They're only listening to white people. So when a white person gets up here and says, hey, this is how we take your men. We do this. Correct me if I'm wrong, Grace, but Dr. Tia Johnson had a whole interview about this and how the white women were coming to his classes to learn more about black men.
I did it.
Am I wrong? Yeah. So
I did it.
Yeah. So that's the only time they'll listen. They'll listen when Rebecca or Caitlin decides to come up here and say, well, this is how we do it.
Hey, Trey, I see in the comments, it's being said that men can control their sperm, don't you? And I find this phenomenon very interesting, that women can tell men that that we can and should be able to control our body and our bodily functions. But when it's a paradox to me that when the idea and this notion is then refracted back on a woman, it creates and it spuriates an entire dichotomy. It creates a frenzy of a notion that a woman is being expected to be able to control herself and control her body, especially when the world has given her 34 options before conception and one option after. I'm sorry, three options after conception, and then 1 or 2 options before conception. So really, you have over 40 options for a woman to assist along with your own bodily function.
So who has control? If you have 40 ways to avoid from getting pregnated, and a man maybe only has maybe 3 or 4. Hold on. Well, I get it, BMU, but this is what it's about. It's about the trolls and it's about this. But I got it. Okay. I'll leave it alone. But there was one that she talked about my dad. Hold on, and I gotta address that one. She said, where is it? Damn it. She says something about. Hold on, I gotta look for it because I gotta give my dad props. Hold on. She said black women have no inheritance
I'm sorry,
from their
Embrace.
fathers.
It's not about putting the blame.
Are you there? I can't hear you, boss man, if you're talking. Maybe the baby muted you out. But let me read this. She says, black women have no inheritance from their father's grace. Black women had to work for it all. They have. But the black man want to sit around. Well, first of all, Travel One, my father was the janitor of the factory that he ended up buying and globalizing internationally because he was a smart man. He was a machinist, and he invented something that did twice the labor with less manpower. His parents came off of a boat from Italy to Ellis Island in New York. I remember when he used to tell me they used to warm up the apartment by opening the oven door to warm up the apartment. So it has nothing to do with race. It has everything to do with perseverance, persistence, determinations, and goals and ambition. My dad learned to walk around that factory, cleaning it up, setting it up, and when he got a patent for that machine, he ended up buying that damn. He ended up buying these damn that damn factory. So what now? Go ahead, Trey.
Grace, we skipping the whole point. Y'all ain't got shit. Black women always talk. Only 9% of you make more than $75,000 a year. The average salary is in the 40,000s. You have $38,000 worth of debt, and your net worth is only $1,700. You lead in evictions. You lead in bankruptcy. What are you talking about? Black women ain't got shit. You don't have anything. What are you talking about? Talking about you worked hard. You worked hard to get what? Debt? Because you lead in student loan debt too. What are you talking? What is she talking about?
I mean, I'm just trying to put it out there. And Travel One said again, that's not true, Grace. Black women, old, young, are getting married. Black men use scare tactics. That isn't working either. Black women have no problem with attracting men who like women. And you know black men wear dresses. Yeah, but who's the one encouraging that? Who's the one encouraging that? Who? I saw a video the other day where a father walked in and saw his son in a dress. And he went off, but he went off very respectfully. It was a female teacher. Who's the biggest pushers for the rainbow community? Women. I mean, Travel One, you have a lot of you have a lot of good points, but I have a lot of good counterpoints too.
No, she don't. No, she don't. She don't have no fucking points. Again, she's also talking about damn, I just lost it because I was just getting ready to tell you what it was. Damn, I gotta go back.
I hear you. It's okay. You bring it back. My thing is instead of pointing fingers at the black man, Travel One, see what's going wrong with y'all first. Because the man was at peace. He was put on this earth by himself. And God saw that he couldn't do it all alone, and he needed the help of a woman. A lot of y'all not willing to help. Y'all want to run things. Y'all want to be the man in the relationship. I had to learn this too, Travel One. I had to learn to just sit in the passenger seat and be pretty and sit in my femininity and chill. And stop trying to drive the car. Stop trying to tell him how to drive. Stop trying to tell him where we're going or how fast he should be going. I just sit there, I look cute, and that's it. But we can't do that. We can't. We have to feel so in charge. BMW equals black men winning. I know that's right. I know that's right. I know that's right.
I like that, bro.
And I'm sorry. This sisterhood is fake as fuck. Cause single women keep women single. I don't want to see y'all single. I want to see y'all with a black man. I want to see y'all with a family. I want to see y'all with kids and building together. Grace, just know that the manosphere is being watched. They do not like women. So just stay tuned. The unnecessary black man Vitatrol against black women will not succeed. And that's okay too. But the fact remains is that y'all ain't succeeding right now either.
Come on, Grace. Exactly. I remember what it was, Grace. She was talking about marriage and talking about black women are getting married. No, you're not. 25% rate. You're not getting married. You're actually getting married less than black men are. So again, Travel One is just speaking out of her ass and not actually saying anything that has any factual evidence. You guys are not getting married. Furthermore, the only people who are actually marrying you are black men. Black men still marry black women at the highest percentage, even though we also marry outside of our race at the highest percentage. So go figure. Go figure. I keep saying this. You guys will talk about a lot. Keep talking about a lot of these other races. They don't come over here to come get y'all. You do not see European men saying, "I need to go get me an American black woman." They're not coming to get y'all. We are your only hope. That's it.
And I know, take heed that you don't like that I'm doing this, but this is what the show is about. It's about the trolls. It's about me always being disrespected and shaming because I'm talking about issues that I have no business. I'm talking about whatever the hell I want. If y'all don't like it, you can click the channel, but it needs to be spoken about. All this is rhetoric, is not helping us get out of the bottom. Okay, so what are we supposed to do? Because I do a lot of shows with solutions and y'all still don't do them. Women need men, period, and you will see why on the next video. Okay, I get the hint. Roll the tape.
Segway.
See this? But I feel like I want to give up on my sons. Like, they lazy, they dirty. The one 14-year-old, he's rude and disrespectful. The boy told me I need to get a better job and make more money and I need to buy a better house. And I am a single mother of 5. These niggas don't do shit for my kids. I do everything for my kids. They won't clean. They won't do chores. Like, they won't walk the dog. They won't do nothing but play the fucking game. And I'm tired of talking. I'm tired of trying to tell them how to be a man because a woman can't teach a man how to be a man and they daddy say shit. And there's nobody fault on my own because I knew who the fuck I was fucking. But damn, like, one, he ain't nowhere in his life. And the other one, I was fucking married and this bitch ass nigga cheated on me and then denied my child. Like, what the fuck? Bitch, what I do to you? I was with this man for 8 fucking years. And the bitch ass nigga, I don't know how to say this. But
Okay. Honestly, I have no empathy for her. And I don't feel sorry for her. Because you have no fucking business having 5 kids. If you can't afford number 1 and number 2, why is there number 3 and number 4 and number 5? And like I had somebody check me, and I hear my girl Take Heed always say, don't badmouth your baby daddy. Because if you talking about he ain't shit, then you ain't shit. Because you lay down with shit. And now you want to talk shit because he ain't about shit? Well, that's a shitty situation. Black women are born in survival mode. Black men just lay around. There's nothing new, Grace. Black men laugh at this when the black man is the problem. Honey, a lot of us are in survival mode. That's not just a black thing. That's why we walk around all pissed off and fast in New York. We stay in survival mode no matter what color you are. Again, why isn't that you cannot change what you're saying and put it to women? You don't think black men are born in survival mode too? They have to try to survive school. They have to try to survive their jobs. They have to try to survive their bosses. They have to try to survive to go to college. I mean, come on. You think that you're the only one out here? I think it was black men and black women in slavery together. Y'all were in that together, right? So why do you think that you're the only one in the fight? Y'all just fighting against the black man. When he's trying to be in the fighting in the ring with you to fight with you, and what you're doing is you're jabbing him instead of helping him. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it. Somebody gotta fucking say it. No coddling of black men. They are the root cause. The sins of the father are being revealed. Tell black men to stop bringing up slavery, Grace, excuses. But y'all are still in the slavery mentality. How can we tell black men to get out of slavery when most black women are still in the slavery mentality? Look at the colorism that y'all show. Y'all already know that if there's martial law in this fucking United States, there's going to be two lines. What line, Trey and Bossman, do you think they're going to put me in? Am I going with pearly things?
No.
Probably. Well, you might. It depends on how bright. It depends on how bright it is outside. You might. I'm messing with you. You're gonna be right over there with us.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna be right there with Travel One, and Sugar Bum, and Lady D. Okay. So don't tell me I have gone through racism from blacks, from whites. I have been chased around the store, followed around the store. I have been pulled over for no reason at all. Black man says, here's the real question, Grace. What group of black men is Travel One referring to? There are so many different groups of black men, unless Travel One is a high school dropout. Let her clarify this. CBN's 10 Talk.
That's Black David. I know that's Black David. I know that's Black David question. I already know it.
I mean, I really want to talk about this without the Travel One. You cool, because you don't disrespect me. We have the foolish conversations, but when you get the Lady D's and the Sugar Bums and the Shiesty Bums, where you literally want to disrespect me just because you don't like what I have to say. Oh, is that Latina woman bashing black men? That's what I see in the chat. I can't even walk into a chat and right away is with the bullshit. These women cannot keep my vagina out their mouths. And it's crazy to me that you put in so much energy into me instead of putting energy into yourselves to try to make yourselves better versions of yourselves. Then you talk about white women, but you want to be like white women. You want to look like white women. Make that make sense. Make that make sense.
With the weave that you got from the Pakistani women.
The thing that I don't understand, I was trying to touch on this earlier. The thing that I don't understand about the vitriol is it's not so much about black men. I'll say black men in specificity. It's not the issue of black men saying that it's black women's fault, or men in general saying that something is more or less women's fault. The issue here is that for so many years, so many decades, we've heard that it's men, it's men, it's the men, it's the men, it's the men. And what men are generically just saying is that we understand that there are a subgroup and a subsect of us that have our faults. And we understand there are those that have problems. But we need you to understand that there are a subgroup of y'all that have problems too. Own it and just accept it. And
no, they're not.
It's just as much as a problem for men as it is for y'all. And it's not a polar problem. It's a bipolar issue. And to say that, oh, well, it's literally saying, and I had not put these words together, and I don't know how it's going to sound, but here we go. In order for you to say that it's only a man's control that is the reason why everything is the way that it is, it would suggest that women don't have agency. Women don't have control. Women don't have any power. Women aren't able to make decisions on their own. Women are not able to, don't have any ability to express and have faculty over their bodies. So what are you saying? No, you do have all these things that I've just listed, which means unless something very unfortunate and illegal happened to you, then that means that you participated in something. It takes two to tango in everything. In a bad relationship and in a bad family situation, it takes two to make something happen, either go right or go wrong. And you have to take accountability in some of this, just as much as a man does. And I don't think there's a man in this chat, in this channel, or anywhere else on any one of these panels. I don't think there's ever been a man that has ever disagreed with the fact that there are men out here that ain't shit. I don't think anybody has ever disagreed with that shit.
Boss man, do you remember the guy that he went viral because I think he had like 7 kids by 7 different women or something like? Remember that? It's like a year ago.
Yeah,
he went viral. Did we as men not tear that dude to shreds?
We eviscerated his ass.
We eviscerated that dude. And anybody who comes along with this sort of BS, we go smack at him. I have told dudes straight up, you are trash. You are a trash dude. You're a part of the problem. We do it all the time, but we can't get women to seem to do that when you know you got trash. You know your homegirl's trash. You know she is. And you still will hang out with her. I was going to speak about the lady in the video.
Yeah, let's do that. We kind of got off track. Talk about the lady in the video.
Yeah, 5 kids. If you want me to believe that she didn't push those men away, ain't no way in the world. Because she caught herself when she was going to refer to them as bitch-ass ninjas. She caught herself. So there's no doubt in my mind that she has the problem that Take Heed talks about every morning. Take Heed talks about that mouth. There's no doubt in my mind that she pushed those men away with the words that were coming out of her mouth that the men didn't want to be around. Now, sure, you may have picked some bad dudes. I can see that. But you didn't do anything to keep them around. I can guarantee that. Not talking that way you saw. You called your own son ninjas and said they ain't doing shit. So I know you talked worse about their daddies. So a lot of it doesn't make any sense.
And you see the kids don't have no respect for her. Okay? You want to talk about they dirty, they nasty, they this, but who is raising these boys? Who decided to have 5 kids and not require marriage and have a male figure in the house? When are we going to, as women, we are going to take responsibility? And so now people like me, hold on guys, people like me and Anissa who work hard every day are the ones being paymasters to these 5 bastard children. I don't like that shit. I don't like the fact that I have to pay for somebody else's kid. And when I went through a rut, I was denied everything because I make too much. But you can just pop out 5 babies and you can have Section 8, you can have WIC, you can have food stamps, you can have cash, you can have Medicaid, you can have all that shit. But let me, an American who's been working since 14 years old, even as much money as I grew up with, I always worked, I was turned down. And that's what pisses me off. Stop having fucking bastard children and then want to cry about it on the internet. Nah, you deal with that shit and you sit in it. Because I sure hell don't feel sorry for you. I was smart enough. I only had 1. Well, I would have had 2, but I had a miscarriage. And then when me and my husband separated, I tied my tubes because I knew I wasn't going to go through that again. Malik says, women have an imaginary image of what a real man is, and it has never met no such man. You are exactly right, because you know why? Disney World movies and the Lifetime channel and the Hallmark channel has warped their imagination. They have never even met a real man until somebody goes to college. Anissa can get it on Sunday night right after The Simpsons. Oh, jeez. So that's what I'm talking about. That's, Trey, why I guess me and Bossman like to push marriage, because it gives the children an opportunity to see what a marriage is about. It gives the children an opportunity to see the interaction between a man and a woman. But they never get to see that. If
Yeah,
you are a man, leader, king, etc., it would behoove you to protect yourself. Why would a smart man give a woman power to mess up his life? Oh, that's so easier. I mean, come on, Anissa. That's so
such a
easier said
disingenuous.
than done.
This is such a disingenuous.
You know, because when you really like a man, all your standards and everything go out the window, and you'll do everything the opposite because you really like that man. You don't think men go through that too? They
Let me
really like that woman and they want to make her happy.
let me address your statement about the marriage. The problem with this is that it's much like boxing. Yeah, you want your kids to see a mother and a father and a nice house, but in boxing, when you throw a punch, you open yourself up to getting punched. And so by you putting yourself in the marriage, you also put yourself in a position where you can get divorced. So while you want them to see the marriage, there's also the possibility that they can see the divorce as well. That's the issue. And
I get it,
whether
and
we like it or not, the problem is that we got too many people out here preaching optimism and not realism. Every time y'all tell somebody to go get married, you're preaching, well, you know what? Y'all could be the couple that makes it. You know, y'all could be the ones that are different. No, the odds and the probabilities are the same for them too. It isn't just doesn't change. Well, you know, if you got God first, the probabilities are the same for everybody. That's the issue.
It's disgusting.
because my son said the same thing to me. He was like, Mom, why do I have to get married? The first thing he brings up to me, you weren't married when you had me. I said, you're absolutely right, but I made a wrong right. I fixed it. I required enough of the excuses on both sides. Okay, so since y'all think black men are so bad, what are your solutions, Anissa? What are your solutions, Travel One? Let's talk about solutions.
Black men are making excuses. Boss man just sat here and told you that we hold them accountable. We hold ourselves accountable. We have admitted there's a subgroup of us that ain't doing shit, and they're a part of the problem. We're not making excuses.
And I've seen a lot of men, a lot of brothers go off on other men for their bad behavior or get their ass whooped. Or, I mean, I've seen it. I've seen correction. Men do correct themselves and each other. But why can't us women take correction? Why us women can't take accountability for our fuckery? Because a lot of us are fucked up and are traumatized and have not yet to get that straightened out.
Well, Grace, the value of the women are in things like this.
And then wonder, well, why do they think I'm a hoe? Why does he only want me for sex?
They can't figure it out, Grace, huh? They don't know why.
I'm confused. I'm telling you. I'm confused. And I hate it because I'm a woman. And it has come to the point where I'm being put in that same category of these other women. They expect me to give it up in less than 24 hours for $20 in the front and 40 in the back. And nah, it don't work like that. It don't. Shout out to Lit, Lost in Translation. No, y'all don't make men work hard for it anymore. Y'all don't give no man no mystery because you're half naked on the streets. Your men don't know. Y'all don't know how to seduce men. I'm telling you, women, it's like taking candy from a baby. It really is. But you got to know how to talk to them right. You got to know how to, not only do you know how to talk to them right, you have to know when to talk to them right. Embrace the grace. The U.S. got real nature of females completely backwards, unlike countries outside the U.S. And that's why passport brothers were invented. Excuse me. You got to be doing your part as a woman to expect a man to do his part. Oh, I'll only be submissive to the man when I find him. Well, I was told because I used to say the same thing. No, you're supposed to be submissive all across the board. But the thing is, I don't have a problem talking to somebody and calling them sir. I don't have a problem to speaking softly and not going off. There's been times where I've been mad as hell and I will hold it in to show my femininity. Because what is yelling and cursing my man out in public or even in private gonna do? It's just going to bring your value down. And then he's going to remember the work wife. She's like, she don't talk to me like that. She's always got a hot lunch for me. I mean, I have a good friend that says the most eligible bachelor is the neglected husband.
I mean, Grace.
I
told her I liked her hair a certain way, and now she wears it like that for me every Friday.
Exactly. I mean, Grace. Even my wife asked me. So I think it was some months ago. She really she asked me. She's like, "What is it? What is it with accountability? Accountability that is the problem." And I said it earlier in the show, is that when you are raised to believe that you are better than the opposite gender, from that point on, everything becomes that much harder, and at an exponentially higher level, it becomes that much harder to understand that you are at an equal playing field with the other gender if you believe that you are at a higher level. Just think about it. The mindset of
I know exactly what you're talking about, boss man, because me and my husband were going to counseling, and she pulled me to the side and told me, look, you have to stop downing your husband in his financial status. You knew he was never going to meet you at your financial status. You chose him. You decided to be with him. So now be quiet and deal with him. And right then and then, the light bulb turned on. And I stopped saying my house, my car, my truck. And I had to change it and say our house, our truck, even though as much as I hated it, but it was the truth. It was the truth, because what I was doing is downing him, and he worked hard. He was a truck driver, and literally he would send his check direct deposit, and I don't know how he knew I was spending that money, because every time I was swiping that card, I'd get a phone call. But now I knew he had notifications. I didn't know back then. I mean, this was 15 years ago. But the fact remains is that my mindset had to be changed. And y'all women have to be open-minded to change. If you don't change nothing changes. If you're not happy with the men that you're attracting, like my girl, take heed. We get our morning dosage. It's like crack. But I don't get it in the morning, even though I only catch half an hour of it, because I go to work at 10. It is us that has to do the inner work. If you attract with what you put out. So if you put out shit, you're going to get shit. If you put out frequency vibes, then you're going to bring that. So let's go to the next video, because this is the last. This is, hey, Alexis from Texas. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. Let's look at the last video so we can go ahead and put it
a lot of times. So I cheated a lot of times, so you know.
I'm glad you admitted that.
So you're a cheater.
I am a cheater.
Because people act like they fucking never did nothing in their life.
Oh no, I'm gonna tell the truth. I cheat.
You do cheat. Why do you cheat?
You better get married.
Because to me,
somebody like, nigga, I love her.
Ask me again.
Why? What are the circumstances that make you feel like I'm about to cheat?
When I feel like he gets bored.
When you feel like you're bored, or you feel like he's bored?
I'm bored. No, I'm human. Like if I'm not happy, I know somebody gonna say, well, if you're not happy, why you stay? Bitch.
It's complicated.
Sometimes it's complicated.
It's complicated.
Sometimes I need that nigga to keep paying my bills.
It's complicated. It's complicated.
You see, that's the kind of shit that y'all portray. Oh, what's that? Are you
fuckery? That's what it is.
That was at a Juneteenth celebration, and the
Juneteenth.
Yeah, she climbed up on the pole and did this one.
But so this is how we're celebrating our ancestors, right? Is this how black women acted in the 50s and the 40s? So whose fault is that, Travel One, that she did that? That's a man's fault that she got up there and started twerking in front of thousands of people?
Can you imagine Coretta Scott King up there twerking like that, or Rosa Parks on that pole like that? I can hear Martin I can hear Martin Luther King right now. Get your ass down, bitch.
You know what the bigger problem with that is? Juneteenth is really a celebration about the fact that we were told 2 years too late. We weren't
And I
told
bet you most black people don't even know that.
That's what this is really about. It's a subtle reminder of how corrupt this country really truly is deep down at its core. And it's frustrating to see that, because what I would have liked to see, here's the thing. I have a hard time believing that in the right circumstances with black men, had a black man done something that embarrassing, I feel as though he would have had some issues when he got down with other black men. But I would believe that this black woman they're encouraged to do this nonsense, and then they're celebrated when they do this nonsense.
Well, Trey, brother, my brother. If you watch the video, listen to the audio. When she's up there, the women are in the crowd saying, "Hey, hey!"
Mm-hmm. Instead of a woman, if Take Heed was there, she'd probably say, "Get your punk ass down from there."
Yeah. So listen to the background. Here you go.
Exactly. I bet you if there were no more strippers, then men won't be able to go to strip clubs anymore. I bet you if there were no more hoes, 304s, men wouldn't be able to have, you know what I'm saying? But because women make it readily available, why not?
Here's the thing though, Grace. There's nothing wrong with having adult activity, right?
Nope.
Humans are sexual beings. So there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong, but there's a time and a place for these things. The Juneteenth celebration is not the place nor the time for that, right? I don't have a problem with adults being adults in safe environments, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any issues with that, right? I have an issue with it when it's so public. I saw
in public and in front of white people to give them another reason to talk shit about us. That's what pisses me off, because when I find myself in situations like this, I look at the expressions of white people, and you should see it. It's disgust. It's bias. I mean, we only feed their monster by continuing to behave like this. See, a lot of them push buttons because they know. Let me share something with you. Like, take heed. I was working at the deli, and I had this little old lady, and then this man. And the little old lady was just at the hotcakes. She was going to just take no less than 2 minutes, where the man was a sub, right? So I was going to help the man and the little old lady. And then the little old lady got upset with me because I wouldn't make her sub when I could clearly see that the guy was on lunch, and it was just a matter of me putting his food together and sending him on his way. And she started going off on me. I mean, calling me the N-word, Chicana. And everybody, it just got quiet because everybody be knowing how I can be. And as soon as I went to say something, one of my coworkers grabbed me and she whispered in my ear, "Who you think they're gonna believe? The little old white lady or the loud Dominican chick in the deli?" And that I had to, you know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't gonna let me lose my job. So what I did, I let her talk her shit, and I fixed the man's plate, let him go, and then I said, "How can I help you, ma'am?" "I can't believe you. You see me, I was here first." I said, "Yes, ma'am, you were here first, and I apologize. But that man is on lunch break. It's busy. Do you have anywhere to go right now?" "No." I said, "Exactly. So how about we show some grace for our hardworking men?" And maybe because he was a man, and I'm going to advocate for my men, but he was in boots, he was in a hard hat, he was nasty, and I know he was at lunchtime. And I'm going to take care of him, because it's because of him, whatever he's doing is why our lives are easier. Black men love the strip clubs and harlot houses. Black men promoted this for generations. Sins of the father. Black men don't want to talk about sins of the father, though. What about sins of the mother? What about all the toxic and trauma that we put upon our children? Why don't you talk about that? You again, Travel One, you're always talking about the men. But talk about all the goddamn trauma that we put upon our children. Look at the lady calling her own kids ninjas. But then you want to get mad when a person of non-black uses that word. Y'all gave that word away. That word has no more respect anymore. It really doesn't. It's impossible for her to embrace. She's literally a nutcase. I know. And how you doing? Tell you something. If you guys don't do your research, let me tell you what happened with Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby owned a home that was literally sitting in an oiled field. And the white man wanted that house, but Cosby wouldn't sell it. Cosby was also getting ready to buy BET with Byron Allen. And what happened? All of a sudden, women from 30, 40 years ago want to come out and say he did this, he did that, he did this. So they put that man away where he had to sell that house. See, I get you guys don't do y'all research. Half y'all black people haven't been to even a black museum. Haven't taken an African American literature class. Y'all claim y'all black, blackity black, but are you really black? I'm a PhD. Exactly. Half of y'all don't even know how to cook soul food, and y'all black.
Now that's a good thing. That's a good thing because that food is bad for us.
I get it, but you can alter it. Like when I was married to my ex, he didn't eat pork, so I would cook the greens with turkey.
There ain't nothing healthy about pork.
That's what I'm saying. You can alter. I didn't cook the greens with. I cooked them with smoked turkey necks. There's ways to go around it. To Bill Cosby, the greatest TV mind ever to live, all lies against him. Yeah, I didn't believe none of that shit. And hot. That's hot right there. That's hot. And what did Bill Cosby wife do? She stuck right by him like fly on shit. Now you know if that was a modern woman, she would have left his ass. It was it BET or NBC that Cosby wanted to buy Grace. It was either one of them, but I know Byron Allen and Tyler Perry and Bill Cosby, they were trying to buy some networks. They were trying to buy some networks, and every time a black man or somebody of dominance that had money of color, they were always sidetracked. Michael Jackson was gonna expose his label because they wouldn't give him his masters. Prince, y'all really think these deaths are coincidental? I'm sorry, but I'm a big conspiracy theories and I look into everything. Prince, Michael Jackson, all of that. That was all. I mean, how does Michael Jackson just die out of nowhere? We never knew he was sick. We never knew it all of a sudden. You come on, man, guys. Come on.
Also, Grace, you have to understand that we just found this out the other day. I think I sent it to Trey too. Michael Jackson, they have proof, paperwork, receipts that he was about to buy when Marvel went bankrupt right before they did Blade. Michael Jackson was buying Marvel comics.
You should play the video, Black Man. You got it?
I think
you should play the video.
Yeah, I'm finding it real quick.
We got time. Look, we're doing good. We did all 4 videos. We got 15 minutes.
This is deep though, because everything that Michael says in his video is exactly what they did.
Yep.
Everything that Mike Jackson, he laid out the whole plan of what we could do when he wanted to buy Marvel. And then after he passed, guess what they did, Grace? They literally did everything they said he wanted to do. So I do agree with you to some extent that there's always bigger powers, bigger things.
Look at Kevin Samuels. I still don't think that happened the way it happened. I mean, yes, he was healthy as an ox. Yes, he liked to drink a lot of Red Bull and he dabbled in other stuff. But at the end of the day, for him to just, I thought it was a hoax at first. I didn't believe it until I heard it from his mama that Kevin Samuels had passed. Why? Kevin Samuels was was a game changer. He was making progress and he was bringing in results. And look what happened to him. Don't y'all notice that y'all drop like flies whenever somebody's trying to do something? Let Tyler Perry say he want to buy hundreds and hundreds of acres of land.
He already did that.
He ain't doing.
He bought all that soldier, all that previous Civil War land to build his studio, and he had a bid in for BET, and I think it fell.
With Byron Island, and look at Oprah. How is all her land wasn't scathed at all in Hawaii, but you up here begging with The Rock to have us hardworking Americans that can barely pay for groceries to donate $5? Really? I lost a lot of respect for Oprah. I really realized that she wasn't really for the sisterhood. You know, she was bashing. She wasn't really trying to unite. She was bashing the black men, brainwashing the women during the day. Jesse Raphael, Donahue, Ricky Lake, all these shows really messed us up. And every time a girl got tested by 5 different men, you want to cry to the back but nobody ever asked the guy, how are you? You just found out you're not the father of a child that you've been taking care of for 3 years. How come we don't empathize with our men?
Nobody gives a shit.
Exactly. And I have a problem with that nobody gives a shit about our men, especially our black men. I have a problem with that.
My relationship with my family is fractured because of the way they behaved after they found out, after I told them that the son that I thought was mine wasn't mine. And what I guess what I assumed would happen is that they would stand firm and turn on her, I guess. But they didn't. They actually showed more sympathy for her than they did for me. And I can remember sitting there and going, "The fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, I'm the one who found out that this child isn't mine. For 13 years, 12 years at the time, I've been finding out. I've been raising him as if he were mine.
I know.
And you guys are looking at her because she's crying. I was going to say something about the woman with the 5 kids with the tears. Never believe a woman's tears in public. If she's willing to cry in public, it's bullshit. A woman's tears only matter when she's alone by herself, when there's no audience. When there's no audience, that's probably real tears. When there's an audience, she's bullshitting. She's full of shit. And I don't pay attention to it. Most of the time, these women don't even be crying. She sound like she crying, but there ain't no actual tears coming out. And the lady who said she was cheating, thank you. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for saying what we already know as men, that you women get bored of men and you start sleeping around with other men and you only stay with that guy because you can extract something from him. I say this all the time. Women are extractors and distractors. They do both. They extract and they distract you from where you're trying to go. And she's a prime example of those types of women that while she could have just walked away and said, hey, I'm bored, this isn't working for me, I'm gonna move on, I like somebody else. No, he was paying my bills, so I'm gonna continue to extract from him while I go do something else.
But Trey, not even that. I mean, I don't know about y'all. I mean, I know Take Heed be handling her business with her king, but when I used to feel bored with my husband, I would go to the adult store and buy me something sexy. You know what I'm saying? I would do little crazy stuff to spice it up. You know, I would show up at his job with an outfit, with a coat, and tell him to meet me in the garage. I mean, there are things that you can do to spice up. And look, I did all of this, ladies and gentlemen, and was a good wife, and I still got shitted on. But you know what? That's life. It happens. That don't mean you get stuck in the rim of a cesspool of foolery. You get counseling, you untraumatize yourself, you heal, you grow, and you become a better version of yourself. Because it wasn't until I went to counseling that I saw that I had a hand in the deterioration of our marriage as well. Because, of course, I did the typical thing that women do. I blamed him for everything. But as soon as that therapist started breaking things down to me and showing me things and making me do exercises, it came out a lot of times the warning signs, the red flags that he would tell me, you're coaching too much, you're not home enough. And I was just not listening. I was just doing my own thing. I didn't give a fuck. But you see, at least I'm woman enough to sit here on YouTube, on the internet, and admit that I made mistakes in my marriage. I had a hand in the deterioration of my marriage. Do I regret that it happened? Absolutely. I would still be married. But that's not the case. But you move on. You put your big girl drawers on and you move on. He's happy. He's dating. I'm doing my thing. We still co-parent, and that's it. And we keep it moving. Our son is 18 now, so I don't even have to call him anymore if I don't want to. Everything is straight to my son. But we don't learn. We don't learn. We'll have baby number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then get on the internet and fucking cry talking about these ninjas ain't shit. And they're your own sons. Then you want to talk shit about your baby daddies. I mean, make it make sense.
And the tough pill that she's gonna have to swallow in that video. I don't know how many baby daddies she got. I'm assuming at least at most 5. But let's just say she's the common denominator between 10, eventually 10 men that's going to resent her.
How about that?
Yep. And then Travel once said, healthy foods is not a priority for Black men. Harlots are drinking, smoking, gambling, junk food, lazy, sitting behind a computer all day, gaining all that weight, which releases more estrogen in his body. So how about all the women walking around looking like linebackers?
I was about to say, women are more overweight than men. What are you talking about? There are more overweight women than there are.
And I'm one of them too, but I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. But the fact remains is us women are the fattest that we've ever been. And we have to force a man to accept it.
Ooh. God damn it, you said, not me. Okay.
I'm going to say everything that y'all been thinking, but don't want to say it because, all of a sudden our strong and independent women are so sensitive.
Well,
get their feelings hurt.
But here's the thing. The interesting thing about that is that, and I've said this. I find it interesting that women in general can have all of the physical requirements of men. But and Kevin Samuels said it the best. But God be damned if we just agree. just agree.
All the volcanoes will erupt at the same time, boss man. If we agree. Just some quick facts.
Damn.
The average weight of a Black woman is 186 pounds. The average weight of a Black man in America is 197 pounds. So who's really overweight here?
Edward talking about we need photos, Embrace. Let us be the judge. I'll put a full body. I mean, you could see me on Instagram, TikTok. There's some full body pictures, but
that's not what he's talking about. That's not what he put that.
He's talking about that coat. He's talking about that coat.
Yeah, he was talking about when you was dropping by your ex-husband's job.
Oh, Edward, stop it.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I used to do. I would book a room for the weekend, have my son situated with one of his titis, or his best friend, and we get away and we do things together. And it was good. Our marriage was good for 10 years. And he slipped once and I forgave him because everybody deserves forgiveness. But then when he did it the second time a year later, nah, you got to go. You got to go. And it's okay. It's okay. Because once the man gets that freedom of new pussy, it's very, very rare that you can get him back. So it's okay. I know that I did everything I could to fix it and put it back together. I don't feel guilty about it. I'm healed now. Embrace. Can I sit and drink on while you oh my God, I am not reading. I'm not reading none of your comments, Mr. Edward. But so she cheats if she's bored. Wow, it's just that easy.
But you know what, Grace? Though, kudos to her though. Here's the thing: we want women to be honest, right? We want women to start telling the truth, right? Kudos to her for telling the truth. She told the truth. Listen, yeah, I cheat, and I have cheated on men because I was bored. They were boring. And okay, thank you. Because men have been screaming this from the mountaintop saying, listen, when these women get bored, they're going to go out and go do something else. And there have been other women that defend them. No, it's this, or no, it's that reason. No, she said it plainly. Yeah, I cheat because I'm bored. And then why didn't you leave? I didn't leave because he was paying bills. Thank you
my
for being
bills.
honest. Thank you for being honest.
Trey, the woman next to her tried to slip in the old okie doke, the usual. What were the circumstances? There had to be other circumstances. And she was like, no, boo. No, I was just bored.
I was bored, right?
She was trying to save her, right? She was trying to save her. All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up because I'm trying to get to the 2-hour mark, gracefully. Trey, you can Bossman was here first.
I think.
Here we go.
Watch this video.
About a plan to buy Marvel, the comic business, back in 2001 or 2, I think it was. Let's listen to this.
We could easily go into Universal and buy. We would own Jaws, E.T., Close Encounters, all the classics from Universal. Own all of that stuff, and that will allow us to do a
fair use.
Universal. A channel, part of the Marvel channel. Can be not only the Marvel characters, but Marvel.
I'll just read it because it's just easier, and that would allow us
films like the catalog. We could do anything we want, from restaurants to retail, theme parks.
Now, you actually got the financing in place, I believe, for this deal. Then came the scandal court cases, and it all got put on the back burner. Disney ended up buying Marvel and doing exactly what Michael had predicted and making a fortune at it. Tell me about this.
That was the second part,
I think.
How about that? To your point, Grace. How about that?
Yeah, because I be doing my research. I don't just believe everything that they put out there. Oh, Michael Jackson just like Aaliyah. That was a setup from Beyonce and Jay-Z. Y'all can't tell me nothing. And Jay-Z used to be one of my favorite rappers, but I'm telling you, me on this spiritual journey, the music we hear, the things we see on TV, they're all agendas, guys. They're all agendas to keep us divided, conquered, destroyed, stupid, and dumbed down. But you have to do the research. You have to look things up. You can't believe everything you hear and half of what you see.
If Aaliyah's still alive, Beyonce's still in Destiny's Child.
Yep.
She doesn't go so. She stays in that group.
Biggie, I think Biggie's was a setup. Tupac was a setup. I mean, come on. I mean, even though you live by the sword, you die by the sword, but it was just, if you guys don't see this, it maybe my third eye is wide open more than others. But if you guys don't see something, like let's take for instance the movie Leave the World Behind. I don't believe that ship that hit the Maryland Bridge was an accident. I mean, come on, that was the first scene of that movie. Michelle and Obama directed that movie. And the first scene was a big cargo ship losing power and getting on the beach. And I saw CNN, an engineer said everything that could go wrong for that ship to hit the boat, the bridge, went wrong. There are security measures in place. There are safety guards in place, but it just happened to hit that sweet spot. I don't believe it until y'all tell me on the paperwork, the Department of Transportation, that's our 5th largest port in America. That's how it's going to start. Our infrastructures, our food, our water, the internet. But you ain't hearing from me because I ain't want to gossip. So with that being said, let's go ahead and close out. Boss man, I just want to say thank you for coming. You added a lot of value to this. You are a married man with a family, and you are the opposite of what I was trying to epitomize here tonight. But people need to hear it. And the fact that they don't like that it's a non-black woman saying it, oh, well, y'all can kiss my non-black ass. So go ahead, boss man. Go ahead and close out.
Well, as usual, thanks for on here as per usual. It's an honor to be able to be up
Thank
here.
you for being here.
So
That's
there we
it?
go. No, there we go. I'm back. Can you hear me now?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Sorry. It cuts out every so often. Thanks for having me up here. Look, in general, I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna say to each his own. Not everyone's path is the same. Certainly, it took me a while to actually get to this path, honestly. And it has its ups and downs. I'm not gonna say that it doesn't. I'm sitting here and I'm looking at my son, and he's taking up a third of the bed at the very moment right now. And and I would prefer not to have it any other way. And with who I chose it with. Okay. But that's not everyone's path. However, I can say that if you'd asked me, years ago, did I see myself in this position? The answer would have been no, because I didn't know what the future held. And to be quite frank, to Trey's point, I still don't know what the future holds. No one really knows, and everything is a gamble. If you are willing to gamble away your body, if you're willing to gamble away, your money that you use your body to be able to obtain, to me, what is it also to gamble to gamble on someone that you actually took the time to vet? I myself vetted, and I wasn't alone in the vetting process. She vetted me as well. It took us about 4, 3, 4, maybe 4.5 years or so for us to make this decision. And who knows,
Okay.
if it actually stands the test of time. But I would rather know than not know. But I'm thankful for that someone took a chance on me in that regard. But I think the larger conversation here is, and to Trey's point also, is that we're not sitting here saying, from the man's perspective, we're not sitting here saying, and I don't think I've ever heard any man say that it's all a woman's fault or all the Black woman's fault. I think the larger point that we're trying to say is that there is a co-equal kind of accountability and kind of role here as far as how we can't say or point out how can we fix something if we can't say, one, what the problem is, and two, how we got here. We can't fix it if we cannot come to an understanding as to what the problem is. And if we're too busy constantly saying, it's not me, it's you, and the other side can't just accept that there's some part that they have to play in it, we can never get this right. We can never fix it. So I appreciate it, and until next time.
Thank you again, boss man. It was awesome having you up here, and give a nice long kiss to your baby for me. Trey, my guy, the anti-marriage. Talk to me. Hey, JT, how are you?
I got my drink in my
I swear, man, you just won't let me be with that. Trey, are you still there? You went bye-bye? Okay, that's okay too. But thank you for coming, Trey. Always a pleasure to have you. It is what it is. You are a strong man. You've been through a lot, and you're still standing, and you have a beautiful little girl, and you're gonna be all right. But as far as with me, first of all, I just want to say I wasn't bashing y'all. I was just bringing shit to the light. And if you get upset and you get mad, then I guess that's something that is within you. That's something that, and I know that's not him, BMU. So I know him too well. So stop it. I wasn't bashing y'all. I really do love y'all sisters, even though y'all traumatized me growing up. I really do. Y'all are beautiful. Y'all are smart. Y'all are intelligent. But at the same time, y'all are dumb as fuck. And y'all are greedy, you're self-entitled, you're privileged, and over-sexualized. And you just don't get it. You just don't get it. Try to learn from your elders and from us women who's been through it and going through it. And listen to the ones that are making sense. Listen to the ones that's been there. Okay, my girl, Take Heed, 16 years married with her king. And she admits it every day, all her mistakes that she's done. But you know what? She rectified that mistake and she made it right. Her king came into her life, swept her off her feet, and made her into an honest woman and wife, a mother, all of that. Same thing for me. Well, I've always been a long-term relationship person. It's been very rare that I've been single. But the fact remains is I was a girlfriend, fiance, I was a wife, I was a baby mama, I was a mother. Now I'm a divorcee. I've been there, done that. And I just want you younger girls to learn from our mistakes. I don't want you to go through the same things me and Take Heed and Hunting Wisdom and us older ladies have been through, because we want better for you guys. One of y'all women are the potential to be my son's wife. And I don't want no ratchetness. I'm telling you, I'm not putting up with that shit. And well, my son already knows. It's important that we get along, because my grandbabies are going to be very important. And I have told him before, don't have me come up in the house and everybody can get it. Y'all will see me walking the fish. I'll go on the live and showing y'all me walking the fish, because I didn't came and got my grandbabies. I wouldn't care who my son marries, what color they are, anything, as long as they respect him and love him. So with that being said, guys, don't forget to catch Black Man Unfiltered tomorrow, Flipping Tables, BMU with Lost in Translation hosting and an awesome panel. Then Wednesday night, we got JT, What We Know Best. Thursday night, we got the new queens from BMU. Okay, Friday night, y'all know, is the epic barbershop. Even though I can't make it through the whole show, I'd be falling asleep. And Saturday night is Miss Jenny and Alexis from Texas. And Sunday night, as you guys know, is Mr. Bennett and Grooming and Reviews. And Monday night is Our Pain and Me. So we got something for everybody every night. So there are no excuses. Just, guys, don't forget to go to each content creator's channel. Go press like on their channel. Go subscribe to their channel. Because a lot of you guys come to see us, but you got to go come see us on our channel too. Now, I don't want to give y'all too much, but y'all better be ready for next week's show, because a gentleman emailed me and asked me to have this conversation with y'all. And it's going to be good. Does the size of a man's penis matter to a woman? That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to get to the real nitty gritty. Does your dick matter to women? And I'm going to interview women and I'm going to ask questions and we're going to learn. We're going to learn. If men want to learn about women, you got to talk to the women. If women want to learn about men, then we got to talk to the men. We ain't going to learn nothing about men by talking to women. And we ain't going to learn nothing about women talking to men. So with that being said, guys, y'all have a good night. Thank y'all for coming out. Don't be hesitant. Y'all could drop me a cash app. You know, this takes work, time, and energy to bring y'all good, entertaining shows every night. So with that being said, I love you guys. Don't forget to press the share, subscribe, and like, because I'm trying to get to 1,000 by 11/7. So peace, y'all. See y'all tomorrow night on the BMU panel. Bye. BMU, close us out. See, I'm just gonna have to keep talking.
I got my drink in my two-step. Hey, from the jailhouse to the courthouse.